Hello everyone, and welcome to my Duel Today official news channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. According to the Days of Our Lives spoilers recap for Thursday, September 28, Marlena Evans ran into Kate Roberts Brady at the bar and found that Eric Brady had moved out, which surprised her. Sloan Peterson was similarly taken aback when Eric moved in earlier than anticipated and brought over his belongings. Eric responded by pointing out that they would soon be married, while Sloan made fun of the former priest for living a sinful life. When Sloan said she didn't want to get married at the pub, Eric acknowledged he felt the same way because he had previously married Nicole Walker there. As they discussed their joy about the adoption, Eric felt it would be wise to hire a different lawyer than Belle Brady because of her numerous personal troubles. Paulina Price unexpectedly appeared and fired her in DA Melinda Trask's office, leaving her speechless. Paulina was adamant that this had nothing to do with DA Trask's performance. Rather, she did not appreciate the way Melinda had treated both her and Chanel Dupree. Since she was on the verge of pinning Lei Shin to the wall, Trask begged to keep her job and offered a high-profile conviction. Melinda mentioned her supper with Lee tonight and gave off the impression that she could pull it off quickly. Melinda had best follow through, said Paulina, or else she would be fired. On Thursday's Days program, Melinda contacted Lai and asked if they could have dinner together after Paulina left. Lai ran into Melinda in the town square and took the drink she had ordered for him. Melinda exclaimed how wonderful the relationship was, but Lee replied he thought they should break up instead. When Melinda questioned why, Lee overheard her and played a recording threatening to hang him and confessed the teddy bear he had given her in the workplace was a bug. Melinda texted Sloan to let him know she had been dumped after Lee sauntered off in Thursday's Days episode. Sloan informed Eric of her intention and then left to go check on Melinda. Paulina also ran into Melinda again, and when she realized she couldn't bring Lee to justice as promised, she told Trask to clean out her office. Melinda packed her belongings in a box as instructed and yelled at Lee through the teddy bear. Sloan came and found out Trask's night had become worse since she was dismissed when Melinda brought out a gavel to beat the stuffy. Sloan proposed to hire Melinda for the position, saying that this would be advantageous for her as she required an adoption lawyer. While unpacking his possessions, Eric retrieved a photo from his wedding to Nicole. When Marlena arrived, she expressed surprise that Eric had moved in with Sloan, but Eric said that he thought it was the correct choice. Marlena was optimistic that things would turn well for Eric since she thought he was turning a corner in his life, even though she came across as doubtful. Marlena also appeared to notice the picture of Nicole and Eric that was close by at one point. Nicole received updates from E.J. Demira at the Demira house regarding the termination of Wendy Shin for prying into his phone. Wendy's assertion that Susan Banks was still alive surprised Nicole, and she wondered whether it might be real. E.J. believed Ava Vitali was merely trying to get him off her back. E.J. had a feeling that his mother would give him a sign if Susan were actually still alive. Nicole believed that the unexpected loss of electricity was E.J.'s sign. As though it were just a coincidence and not the kind of indication Susan would give E.J., he pretended it wasn't. Ava and Harris Michaels, Steve Burton, arrived at Edmund Crumb's address after finding it online on Thursday's DOL episode in London. Harris and Ava apologized for the late hour and said they had something essential to discuss with Edmund as it impacted Susan Banks. After serving Ava and Harris tea inside, Edmund asked them to explain why they thought Susan was still alive and whether she had given him any indications. Edmund said Susan hadn't, and she wouldn't need to because she was tethered to the floor of the rear bedroom, which he later confirmed. Perplexed on Thursday's episode of Days, Edmund claimed that he wasn't kidding, despite Harris and Ava's assumption to the contrary. As Ava and Harris started to feel off, Edmund also admitted that he had tainted their tea. In the room where Susan was bound up, Edmund took control of Harris and Ava after they fell asleep. Susan appeared to be in shock over Edmund's deeds as she reeled from them. According to Days of Our Lives spoilers, Ava, Harris, and Susan will all have to escape a challenging situation. According to Days of Our Lives spoilers for Friday, September 29, Victor Kiriakis knew Will fully excludes Vivian Alamain and leaves her with nothing, so Maggie Kiriakis will enjoy showcasing it. As a result, Vivian will be able to be ejected from the Kiriakis estate by Maddie, but it appears that the police will need to be summoned to ensure that she leaves the property. Alex Kiriakis will next carry on analyzing the letter that purports to have been written by Angelica Deveraux and proves that he is Victor's biological son. Because Victor wanted to make amends to his previously ignored son, he made a new will that gave Alex the right to receive half of his inheritance. Given that Xander Cook just pretended to never take a penny of Victor's money, it only seems sense that the evidence is mounting that he is actually Victor's biological son. Alex will benefit from the new will while it lasts, even if the Rissa Donovan's, Jen Lilly, manipulation will eventually come to light. Nevertheless, Alex will still be devastated because he believes Victor and Angelica led him to live a lie his entire life. Alex, who thinks Justin Kiriakis isn't actually his biological father, will be consoled by Sonny Kiriakis. On Friday's DOO episode, Sonny will wrap off his most recent return appearance and leave. Days spoilers indicate that Marlena Evans will continue speaking with Eric Brady now that he has moved in with Sloane Peterson. Marlena emphasized that she was content as long as Eric was content, but she also looks worried of him going too swiftly towards Sloane. Nicole Walker doesn't seem to have broken Eric's heart, and most likely she never will. Marlena can bring up the wedding photo of Eric Cole that Eric was just gazing at and question whether he's hurrying up with Sloane to avoid thinking about Nicole. According to other Days spoilers, Gwen Rischek will startle Leo Stark by wiping dessert on his face. Leo will likely understand the game is up as Gwen admits she knows he's shagging Dimitri von Leuschner, Peter Port. At the Demira home, Dimitri will deal with an armed Kristen Demira. According to Days teasers, Kristen will threaten Dimitri with a gun because he didn't pay her share of his inheritance. However, when Dimitri uses the weapon on Stefan and Gabby Demira next, things will get out of hand. When it happens, Vivian will return and wield her own weapon on Dimitri, since she won't allow Stefan suffer a terrible end once more. There will be some frightening images on Friday's episode, not to mention Leo's horrifying hallucination in which he believes Dimitri has left a carnage in Gabby and Stefan's bedroom. Stay in for updates on all the astounding news as Days of Our Lives spoilers indicate that some shocks are in store for Salem. Thanks for watching if you like this video. So please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.